Hello, my name is Francisco, and today we're going to be talking about motivation, specifically motivation in the real world of a manager. For me, there are two types of people in this world: learners and non learners, growth mindsets, and fixed mindsets. Jim Marshall, a former defensive player for the Minnesota Vikings, relates what could easily have made him into a failure in a game against the 49ers from San Francisco. Marshall spotted the football on the ground. He scooped it up, ran for a touchdown, but he ran the wrong way. Have you ever run the wrong way? Because I did. I was just out of college and I decided to return to the city where I was born. In this city, we have a family business, and I was very excited to apply all the knowledge to the company as an administrative manager. To give a little bit of context, this is a transportation business that has been in the family for over 3 generations. And at the time, we had more than 50 employees. For several months, I was looking carefully at some details that could be improved. After months of work, I created a new operational manual to facilitate the administrative and operational process. I was motivated, I had direction, and I knew what I wanted. The approach I will be using in this talk is Learn Needs Theory by David McElligott. The research talks about 3 needs in our human behavior that can help a company to succeed if they correctly apply it: the need for achievement, the need for affiliation or to be part of something, and the need for power. When I applied this manual, I was determined to show the people at the company that I was capable of making these changes. I had the desire to establish and maintain a good relationship with all the employees. And for some reason, I needed to control things, especially the way that other employees were doing stuff. But it was more of a personal power seeker who wanted to control other, just to dominate them. When I told you that I ran the other way or the wrong direction to mark my own touchdown, it's because everything I was doing in the company was to cover my own needs. Living behind my company, employees didn't understand what was going on. The focus was not the company, but Francisco. A person with a fixed mindset will blame the employees for not following the manual and not taking orders. Instead, I took responsibility for it. I decided to rethink everything and have a different approach. I learned from my mistakes. This time, I was completely focused on the needs of the company. I create job enrichment as an effective strategy, implementing programs where the employees will have this feeling of cell growth, taking courses, they just will enrich their own knowledge. And we did things like first aid certifications or things like that that will just fulfill their needs for achievement. I focus on creating activities for employees to develop a better work environment. Before this approach, I was just having lunch every Monday with a single employee, and I was connecting. I think I was doing the right thing, but on a different approach, I decided to have a family meal where all the company will sit together, we will share the meal, and this is something very meaningful. Just sharing the meal is something big. And the need of power. A social power seeker is someone who has influence of a work to achieve the group goals and not some personal agenda. At the beginning, I was trying to impose my manual, but at the very end of the day, the workers were like leading by my actions. So by changing the way that I was doing things, they easily were convinced that things will better this way, and they actually helped me to enrich my manual. So as Marshall was having the most devastating moment of his career, he did something about it. In the second half, he played some of his best football and contributed to his team victory. So instead of letting this experience define me, I took control of it and I used it to become a better manager and I believe a better person. Thank you so much.